mortgage rates and where I think they are going in 2023. All right, guys, I think the mortgage interest rate nightmare might finally be over for now. So 2022 was a wild ride with rates skyrocketing, but it seems like they've cooled off a bit recently. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage was just chilling at 6.15 for the week ending in January 19th, which is a drop from the previous week of 6.33. Sure, rates popped back up a little bit at the end of the year, but they're still way better than the peak of 7.08% from November and October of last year, the highest in over 20 years. Now, some experts are hopeful that rates will settle around 5 to 6% this year, while others predict the increase will keep going until inflation calms down. But hey, we'll just have to wait and see what 2023 has in store for us, of course. So I feel like mortgage rates are in like this crazy, hilarious battle between inflation and the Federal Reserve's attempting to keep it in check, which ended up making rates go up as we saw. Now, the Feds had raised its interest rates 7 times last year, and according to the latest consumer price index, inflation increased by 6.5% in December. Despite this, the Feds are still planning on raising the federal funds rate in 2023, but hopefully at a slower pace. Now, mortgage rates are directly impacted by the bond market, which reacts to the Fed's actions. So, experts think that the Fed's monetary policies will keep putting pressure on mortgage rates in the coming months. The financial market will continue to be a wild ride until investors have more clarity about the economy's direction, says George Rashiu. Hopefully I'm not butchering that last name, from Realtor.com. And with the Fed committed to keeping rates high until inflation is moving towards 2%, borrowing costs will stay elevated, making housing affordability a big challenge this year. Now, some housing experts believe mortgage rates have hit their peak, like myself, and expect them to drop further before stabilizing. But they are still cautious due to extreme fluctuations and uncertainties of the past year. The mortgage market isn't out of the woods just yet, says Rashiu. We may still see rates go back up above 7% before the end of this year. I hope not. So now experts are also predicting different things for the future of the 30-year fixed rate, which is the most common mortgage out there. Neda Navab, Compass U.S. Region President, said there have been signs that the mortgage interest rates may have reached their peak. If the recent drop in inflation and the U.S. Treasury yields continue, we might see mortgage rates drop to 5% range in late 2023. But that's not a guarantee. Mortgage Bankers Association said long-term rates have peaked. We expect 30-year mortgage rates to end 2023 at 5.2%. Please be right. Nadia Evangelou, NAR senior economist and the director of forecasting, said if inflation continues to slow down, which is what we expect for 2023, mortgage rates may stabilize below 6% in 2023. Many buyers hope for the 3% to return, but we don't expect to see that. Freddie Mac expects the average 30-year mortgage rate to start at 6.6 in Q1, which is what we've seen, and end at 6.2 in Q4, which we hope not. So what makes mortgage rates go up and go down? Well, it's a whole bunch of confusing stuff like the economy, the Feds, and inflation. But if we weren't in that awesome pandemic, we'd probably be seeing rates around 5 to 6% right now. That's what my man Mike Opid over at Remax Next in Chicago thinks. He predicts they'll go back to normal in 2023, which I do too. I hope you guys are following along, but it gets a little crazier. Mortgage rates are tied to the bond market, which the Fed controls. And if you want to know what rate you'll get, it also depends on who you borrow from, how much it costs them to do business, and how good your financial record is. So guys, just to make things even more interesting, when everyone wants to buy a house, it makes the rates go up because there's not enough money to lend. But if no one wants to buy a house, sort of like right now, lenders might sweeten the deal by giving you a lower rate and other perks to get you to buy. I hope this episode was somewhat educational and you found good value to this. Guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one.